It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. Escapes the defender. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
And how about the toughness of Dak Prescott? We see it all the time on the field. And remember when he had that serious ankle injury, would he return to form? Boy, did he ever. And he was better than ever, and that's great for the NFL. Terrific resilience, playing at a high level, capable of winning a championship with his arm and his legs.
And his defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. And, CD, you look at this defense, you know, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Looking to throw, Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Play number 8 here on the opening drive. This is 3rd and goal. And this is going to be incomplete.
So on 4th down, Prescott off and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal.
From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
When I was watching film this week, I had to write a note to myself. 3 touchdown passes in an NFL game deserves respect, not ho-hum just because they throw it around all the time. And he got his respect, NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, it's the ultimate vote of confidence from a week ago. And look, he was great, not his best game ever, but obviously was very good to garner that award. All the talk this week, though, was about let's take that forward now.
From the 35, here's 2nd and a yard.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Throwing is Hurts.
This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Dallas Goedert, of course, he'll do well in this stadium. He's got a first down. Running left, it's Barkley. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
Here's a give left side for Shipley.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the
a little bit.
I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
The Cowboys offense and CeeDee Lamb ready to take over once more. And he's right up there amongst the league's best when it comes to racking up receiving yards this season. Currently ranked in the top 5 as things stand here.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
But ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 7.
Now Prescott.
On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
And a broken tackle could not free him. Taken down right at the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
Avoids him at the 5.
And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
3-3, a tight one after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Dobbins.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory. This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2.
They're going for it with Dobbins.
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score.
J.K. Dobbins, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Hurts.
Over the middle to Smith. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. It's Barkley on the counter. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have don't get hurt.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Zone read, here's Shipley.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
And this is caught. It's Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Eagles are an extra point away from drawing level.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects, and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Dallas offense set for this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Open man downfield is Lamb. It's complete.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Prescott now. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, these two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, Week 7. And it was the Cowboys winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here back home in Arlington.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time I'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
Here's Prescott. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
To throw is Prescott.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Encroachment defense.
A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get-off on the snap, jump too quickly.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal.
They'll try to run with Dobbins.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Cowboys have taken the lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Aubrey good with a PAT.
And that makes it a 17-10 score. That time, a 9-play drive.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader in rushing yards from the QB position.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And this one complete to Smith. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, the risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And all the way down to the 17-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
He'll look to throw. And the ball comes out.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
To throw again on second down. Hurts. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
They'll throw now on the final play. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
The kick by Elliott is good.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Good matchups all up and down the schedule there. We'll highlight the one in Cincinnati. A big test coming up for the Bengals as they'll take on the visiting Baltimore Ravens. More good stuff later in the afternoon, one being down in the desert, where it'll be the Cardinals at home in Glendale, taking on the LA Rams. And finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. We were treated to a fine first half from running back J.K. Dobbins. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Eagles offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And he's made his presence felt in the passing game throughout the season. You look at the NFL's leader in receiving yards by a running back. His name right there at the top.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Ball on the 39. Here's second down at a yard.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Now 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
Partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Goddard. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia.
Now Hurts going to keep it running left.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, an 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Eagles have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
And as a defensive coordinator, you're almost in a no-win situation down here near the goal line. You know how dangerous Jalen Hurts is when he holds on to it. You've got to be prepared to stay with him. So when he hands it off, if you're slow in reacting, this is going to be the result.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. 70 yards.
And the Cowboys have retaken a third-quarter lead.
When you're thinking about your opening drive in the third quarter, you're thinking about exactly that, putting together a drive. But instead, what did we get?
Big pass downfield, touchdown. I thought, okay, just sitting back in my chair, let's get eased in, a couple runs. No, boom.
Yeah, forget the body blows, folks. Let's throw the big shot right now.
The extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, he kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Here's 3rd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
Let's take it inside his own 40. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott getting ready to go once more.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. On play action, Prescott. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it? No, he didn't.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins,
his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year.
And the Cowboys are able to extend their lead. Aubrey good with the PAT.
And that pushes the lead up to 11. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a 1st down.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. He'll drop to throw.
This one complete down the field to Goddard.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 36 yards on the play.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
A handoff to Barkley on the option.
He gets this down to the 3. Brought the power run out of the bag, but couldn't do a ton with it.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
Devontae Smith
from 3 yards out.
And the Eagles are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says.
They're going to run it with Barkley. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Over the middle, complete. That's Ferguson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams. as we get set for the fourth quarter.
On the counter now, it's Dobbins.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Now 2nd and 9.
Here's Prescott.
That'll be complete to Dobbins.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Dobbins trying the left side. And he'll work down inside the 45.
He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then at the last second, oh no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe close to letting it slip away.
Throwing, Prescott.
That is caught. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A give, Dobbins trying the right side. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
And he'll go right back to Lamb.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. Prescott. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And again, it's Prescott.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
And his kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
2nd and a couple. Hurts. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Here's Hurts to throw.
That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He's got Smith here.
And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' first down as he'll take this down inside the 45. Throwing is Hurts. Goes right back to Smith again.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Smith.
And he will be out of bounds after a nice pickup. And that will also lead us to the 2-minute warning. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down. A nice, consistent game.
Back to throw. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's 1st and goal.
Up the middle with Barkley. And the hole closes quickly here. He can find only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. He'll look to throw.
Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith
with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Eagles are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Cowboys offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as we take a look at some of the highlights, we see just how impactful he's been. He and his quarterback have such a great chemistry together, and it's been on full display throughout the contest. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. To throw, Prescott.
He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Here's Dak.
There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Now Dak. A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Now Prescott.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 39.
Prescott. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb.
The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
A handoff running left is Dobbins.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. One last shot now for Prescott.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
This one came right down to the wire, and CD, they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because while they had one final look at the end zone, the defense made sure they knew what they were doing on the last play, executed it flawlessly, and no flags. Because remember, if there's a defensive penalty, there's one play left in the game that the offense gets. They didn't allow that to happen.
So for the Eagles, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next